Do you want to ask me about it? Why are you just pointing at it like a weirdo?
I mean, I kind of want to know what the fuck that is. Because it looks like a rope burn.
Well, you're not wrong.
Okay, so
what happened?
Yes, what happened?
So I was feeding, like the typical farm boy I am.
Right.
And the Black Beauty's little foal was laying on the ground.
Okay.
Close to the fence. And I thought to myself, oh no. Well, no. In reality, I was feeding. And then my little sister's like, hurry up, Black Beauty's baby is...
coming out or something?
No, she's like stuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sure. All right, let's go. Because I'm assuming it's happened. They get stuck. They lay down and they roll and whatever.
Right, yeah.
So I get close and it gets up. And I'm like, well, it wasn't stuck, and I left it as is. I'm gonna throw this in there. We never touched her before. We haven't imprinted on her yet.
Yeah.
So I go back, and then my little sister kicks me up again and goes, she's laying down again. And I'm like, that ain't right. So I rush over there, and I try to get her up again, and she's just acting weird. I'm like, she's colicking.
What?
She's colicking.
What the fuck is that?
It can kill a horse, and they're not supposed to lay down. I don't remember the definition of it, but it's kind of one of those. You can't have them lay down. They can't roll if they're on the ground. You have to keep them up. You have to keep them walking pretty much until they're shit. It almost sounds like they're constipated.
Oh, colicking is if you're constipated.
Kinda. I can't really describe. I haven't really looked into it in depth, but I know the symptoms or the signals.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, I think she's colicking. And then she had this is going to be gross, but she had a little piece of shit stuck out of her ass. So I'm like, maybe she's clogged and, maybe I need to so I went full vet and
pulled the shit out.
Well, no, I told my sister, go get me a plastic bag.
Okay.
And then give me vegetable oil to kind of loosen the asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she did, so she went to go do that and I had to catch her, the foal.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I roped her, which I was pretty impressed with myself, and then tied her around a pole. And the idea would be she would just kind of catch herself around and then quickly take the rope out of her neck and then put a halter on. Yeah. And then tie her up to a pole there, and it was, and then do the vet shit. Long story short, she brought me this shit, and then I said, jump in, and she didn't. So there I am struggling in shorts and sandals, trying to grab this horse, put a halter, rope is tangled all over me. We both fall. I am unaware of this rope burn. I don't remember it happening. I also have this where'd it go? This scratch right here too. There's a bunch of shit on me that I just don't remember how the fuck it happened because I was just so frustrated with my little sister because I'm like, jump in and help me. And I was on my own, and then Dad couldn't do much. He was just watching there for fun, probably giggling.
So you're just over there getting beat up by a horse.
Yeah, so I'm over here struggling and trying to not, freaking out because I don't want it to choke and suffocate. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting on the ground, and it just...
And you're trying not to get kicked by the horse at the same time,
What's that?
You're not trying not to get kicked by
I'm just trying to hurry up, put the halter on, and then undo the rope around its neck because that thing is tight because it's just been stressing out and pulling. Yeah. So I was trying to do the best I can to, not make it stress so much. But... long story short, finally I got it on. I undid it. I tied it. I oiled it up. That didn't work out. It was like a little piece that was no big deal. Right. She still fucking looked like shit. So we called the guy over.
Oh, is that?
That's when I told you. Yeah, that's when I said I can't talk to you right now. I got a vet coming over.
Gotcha.
In quotations, and he came and injected her and everything. And then next day she's
so
doing
what was
good.
It?
I think she was colicking.
Oh.
She was colicking because that's the signs. They start laying down.
So she was just full of shit.
Kinda.
Okay. Well,
if you want to, kinda.
I honestly, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd probably be the same situation as I probably would have gotten in the pen to give you the shit, unlike your sister, but I probably would have been like, I'm gonna go and
my idea was okay, I'll rope the horse, I'll tie it around the pole, and then it'll either tire itself out or maybe get the rope too tight on there, and then I'm gonna quickly hold on to the horse so it stays, and then my sister would jump in and put the halter on, and then but instead she's like, I got mad. I got so frustrated.
Sounds like a fun time.
I did it on my own though.
Hell yeah, you got cuts all over your fucking hands.
Stop. Too. People think I'm on meth. Hey everybody, and welcome to About an Hour. I'm Cisco.
And I'm Josh.
And we give you your weekly recap on the news. We're based out of Arizona, so we give you the local news in Arizona. Nation news and world. And
right, financial and shit like that.
Yeah,
Let's jump right into
politics.
It. Got a big one. Obviously at the end, that good old fucking Supreme Court bullshit. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. What do we got to start? You got your phone, your articles.
Oh
yeah.
If we sound better, it's because Josh is doing really good as a producer of the show.
Yeah. We ended up changing up a lot of the mic stuff, so we should sound a little clearer, not as echoey.
That's the plan.
We also got the whole guest thing set up.
Yeah, so, we're getting guests here sooner and later.
Yeah, we're gonna get probably gonna try to get a guest in here either next week or the week after.
Yes, and I'm in it for the ride. I don't know what we're about to expect, but we're in it for the ride. Shall we begin?
Let's get into it.
Let me take a drink of water. All right, let's begin. Women's retreat group rescued from Camelback Mountain. So, at about noon Thursday, Phoenix firefighters who were called to Echo Canyon Trail, where at least 11 people were reported to need medical attention on the mountain. Firefighters said the patients are among a large women's retreat that started up the trail this morning. The group of women started a hike around 7 a.m., but triple-digit temperatures quickly arrived. At the time of the rescue, it was over 100 degrees. The group of women were being led on a physical test during the retreat. Quote, "She encouraged all the women to go up, make it to the top. They made it to the top, made it to the final destination. It was just coming down," end quote. Says, holy shit, Kessia Carter of California. My favorite folks.
Another group of people that just don't understand things.
So they told ABC 15 they were filming for a reality show series called Bad Girls Gone God.
Bad Girls Gone God?
Bad Girls Gone God. Yep.
Oh, so maybe they were like...
I don't know.
If it's bad girls, then maybe they're like on drugs or something?
I don't know. It's a women's retreat, but isn't retreat like a...
Retreat could be anything.
Christian thing? Like a Christian Catholic
not
trip?
all the time. It could be for like, it could be for just spiritual
religious
purposes, not necessarily religious. Like, I'm going to surround myself with amethysts and emeralds and I'm going to heal.
Oh.
That type of stuff.
Witchcraft. When the heat became unbearable, we got into a little bit of turbulence. I started feeling the turbulence early on and started having heat palpitations, and the heat was just a little too much for me, Carter said. Separate hikers saw their struggle and called 911. Triple digits quickly hit, and 8 women of the group of 13 needed help. Tatiana Robinson had to be airlifted. She laughed it off. "It was my first time on a helicopter. That was pretty scary."
She black?
Yeah, I saw the video. They were all black.
All of them? Every single one of them?
Every single one.
Okay. Well.
They hate women. White ones.
Jesus.
No, Tasha, you ain't coming up on this fucking mountain with us, girl. But we're climbing this for God.
Yeah. Could you imagine, though, like having a group of people that obviously shouldn't be hiking a mountain? Camelback is no joke. That's like the main mountain
I want
Phoenix,
to
right?
go hike it, but I mean... I
hiked the mountain
it's far away from my house.
Peoria like a long time ago when I was like smaller, and that was not fun. So, like I barely made it up to the top. Yeah, it was fucking crazy, let alone coming down.
So the Phoenix Fire Department and rescue crews had to use their helicopter and big wheel baskets to remove 5 of the hikers. Quote, "We were not prepared," end quote, Robinson admits. "We didn't even get that much sleep." Phoenix Fire says some only had a small bottle of water. Quote, "We kept stopping and we had no water, so the more that we stopped, the hotter it got," says Robinson. Phoenix Fire says the hikers were spread out between several mile markers of the trail.
This is why when people say, like, hey, this is an excessive heat warning, don't fucking go hiking, you don't fucking go hiking. It's pretty simple.
So many dumb, retarded, fucking out-of-towners do this shit.
Yeah.
Every year, like, I don't know how many times we hear it in the summertime. I just moved out here from Georgia. Or I just moved. I just moved out here from California. I just want to go on a hike. And the next thing you know,
they're dead.
Oh no, I didn't bring enough water. It was gonna be 100 and what today? It's like, bitch, you moved to the desert.
You'd imagine that because California technically is partially desert, like Death Valley. It's the hottest area in the United
let's
States.
be honest, LA and all those.
Well, yeah, if you're moving here from San Diego
or North California,
fucking, I don't know, the north, anywhere north of in California, you don't know what the fuck 100 degrees.
I want to stay physically fit and climb this mountain. Yeah. And it's like, I only bought this little. What are those little the pints? Remember the little milk things they would give us in high school or in school?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a pint?
The fucking like 6-8 ounce.
Yeah, those little things. Yeah. I only bought this little thing of water. That should make it through. 1 o'clock.
Help! I'm gonna open a cactus for some water.
Water. So yeah, all these, and yeah, I think I saw, but there was a bunch of, I don't know where the fuck they got together, but it's a bunch of black ladies, and they were all from like different areas. From like, the one was from Georgia, California. I think I saw like Maryland in there.
They chose Arizona to go to for a retreat.
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I know. So it's like, did you bitches meet here, or did you like? We came all the way to out here in Arizona, climbing beautiful mountains and saguaro cactuses. And it's like, oh, okay.
It's cacti, bitch. No.
How about you just go down to the local? Never mind.
Goddamn.
Anyways, I'm gonna move on.
I'm coming to Arizona. That's what we're trying to say. Yeah.
We said no.
Yeah. Let's skip that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's go to skip.
The next one.
Yeah, the next one.
I'm gonna sing this song.
You gonna sing it?
I'm gonna sing it.
Okay.
Ragdoll living in the movie. Hot tramp, daddy's little cutie. You're so fine, they never see you living on the back door. Ragdoll. Come on, wind it up and see me. So, if you haven't figured it out, this song's about a ragdoll. I mean, the story's about a ragdoll.
There you go.
Let's begin. Mervone Rocha Moraes has found her soulmate in the life-size doll she called her husband. And don't spit out your water. And the pair have even gone on to have a baby. The 37-year-old from Brazil said her mom made her the ragdoll named Marcelo after she complained about being single and having no one to dance with. Little did she realize it would be love at first sight, and after a few months of dating Marivon, she felt pregnant. They decided to tie the knot before the newborn arrived in a ceremony that was attended by 250 people.
Oh my god.
Unsurprisingly, the birth was a painless one. Jeez. With Marivon claiming it took just 35 minutes. Quote, it was a wonderful day for me. Very important, very emotional.
Wait a minute, hang on. You're trying to say that... So did she actually have a child? Was it IVF?
Give me a minute. I'm going to show you.
I'm really interested on if
this is a very beautiful baby that this ragdoll and this woman had.
Yeah, I'm like, did she just like fasten some fucking cloth together and now she has a cloth baby?
Here she is with her baby. And quote, and for those that if you don't get the chance to look it up, she's literally in a hospital. I don't know what the fuck. I think someone just said just go along with that.
This is literally a rag doll.
It is.
It's literally made out of rag.
Yeah.
And the hair is like yarn.
Yeah. I think you can scroll around through there. You can also see pictures of the husband, quote unquote.
See, this type of stuff is scary.
But here's the deal.
I'll tell you why it's scary though, because that person's obviously delusional.
But she is.
Yeah.
But the media will accept it. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm so happy for her and this and that. So I'm not done with the article, but what I'm trying to get at is, so we acknowledge crazy as okay when stupid shit like this happens, But when a psychopath shoots up a school or something, it's like, get medical help as soon as you can. Yeah, we need. Everybody needs to be aware of medical help and get medical attention. And if you have depression, go get help. Medical help.
It's like this.
And then it's like, exactly.
It's like, I'm not going to say that people that fuck rags, obviously, like, are going to be shooting up schools. What I'm trying to say is, like, people that are delusional, but that have some type of mental illness.
So we accept this.
Are the people that shoot up schools.
Yeah. Right? So we accept this, but we won't accept it. Just doesn't.
You know what's wild? The amount of pain, suffering, and money that the United States would save every year is more if you were to give the money to government assistance programs for healthcare and mental health awareness, that type of shit, and like you create groups and support groups and all that other shit. If you were to funnel money into that, you'd have a happier population, medicated population, but happier, where they're not, where children aren't dying on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you'd save more money doing that,
right?
Instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, do whatever you want with your guns, and then we'll bulldoze the school after."
Sure.
I'm talking about the Uvalde school shooting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're bulldozing the school.
So, jumping back to this.
Sorry, that was a quick little rant.
You're good. I was trying to figure out what the fuck you were doing. Quote, "It was a wonderful day for me. Very important, very emotional," she told NTK. Quote, "He's a man I always wanted in my life. Married life with him is wonderful." Marivon continued, "He doesn't fight with me, he doesn't argue, and he just understands me. Marcel is great and faithful husband. He is such a man and all women envy him." "When my mom made Marcelo and first introduced me to him, I fell in love with him. It was love at first sight." Marivon said after Marcelo didn't use a condom, she felt pregnant and even gained weight as she eagerly awaited for the new arrival.
Did she really wait 9 months for it?
Bro, she married a ragdoll and she's taking it like he's the greatest man in the world. On 21st of May, they welcomed doll child Marcelino into the world following a pain-free birth. She explained, "I didn't feel the contractions and pain. Seeing the placenta and the umbilical cord and the blood made it all real. He was here in 35 minutes and he is great. It really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me so angry because you're delusional and it's
Are you sure
fake."
you didn't get this from The Onion?
No, this is legit.
Is it CNBC?
No.
What is it?
This is I don't know where I got it from, but I googled it and I found, because I heard about it on the radio, and then I googled it and there was like multiple articles. So it really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me angry. Quote, "I am a woman of character. My father, my mother taught me to be honest, to be a good person, and to not want to take advantage of anything." Ragdoll Liberty.
Play us off with a song, Cisco.
I wish I could tell everybody this was Florida news.
In other words,
it meets the quota.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just we've already just said what we had.
Yeah,
to,
like it's a quick little stupid ass story.
This is no different than guys falling in love with their sex dolls.
Yeah, exactly.
And they dress them up and all this shit.
It's fucking weird.
It's this
like people that pretend. I mean, okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. If you are delusional and you think that the ragdoll is a real person and you're experiencing real feelings and real all this other stuff, you are in need of medical assistance. But if you're getting joy from having a thing, it's no different than having a computer,
something you bought for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is when you allow
you don't pretend to have children with it.
But they allow it. That's my thing. That you instead of getting her some kind of medical help, oh yes, mija, that's
very dangerous to do that, because what happens if there's a house fire and her husband and her baby burned to death?
She's widowed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
some
like
new suitor better all be made in the yarn factory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moving on. So no more douche flutes.
Douche flutes.
No more douche flutes. Biden's people have already said we're getting rid of your douche flutes.
That's funny. What about that menthol cigarette thing?
Yeah, they're yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So moving on. Next one.
Yeah. So Juul, what? It's
So the FDA said Juul has not provided sufficient evidence regarding the toxicological profile of the products to demonstrate that marketing of the product would be appropriate for the protection of the public health. The products include the Juul device and 4 types of Juul pods: Virginia tobacco flavor pods and nicotine concentrations of 5% and 3.0%, and menthol flavor pods at nicotine concentration of 5.0% and 3.0%. The FDA said.
Is that a lot?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, you used to smoke, so I was just wondering.
Well, I never really I wonder how much nicotine percentage is in my cigarette. I just said, Marlboro Reds 100s, please. And then go to parties. Bro, you smoke cowboy killers? Fuck yeah, dude. And then sip my beer. You want one? Fuck yeah, I'll have a cig. Oh, there you go, buddy.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. There goes $8. Now it's like $10 a fucking pack.
Right.
Glad I stopped smoking. So the FDA is tasked with ensuring that tobacco products sold in this country meet the standards set by the law. But the responsibility to demonstrate that a product meets those standards ultimately falls on the shoulders of the company, said Michelle Mittal, acting director of the FDA Center for Tobacco Products. So that's the deal. And then their statement, obviously Juul's very mad. So Juul Labs Inc. said in a statement on Thursday, "We respectfully disagree with the FDA's findings and decisions and continue to believe we have provided sufficient information and data based on high-quality research to address all issues raised by the agency. In our applications, which we submitted over 2 years ago, we believe that we appropriately characterize the toxicological profile of Juul products."
But obviously they didn't because FDA said you didn't, so...
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of for that, though, because...
Well, we don't smoke, so it doesn't really affect
Well, yeah,
us.
but I mean, like, even if do you ever remember this is either like in high school or like middle school, Juul was a fucking huge thing. Like, kids were walking around with it, smoking it. You know what I'm saying? And people were like, "Oh, well, it's like a vape pen." It was like the first vape pen ever came out with. And people were like, "Oh, you can't get secondhand smoke from this, blah blah." And people were like smoking it like outside, but like in the courtyard and shit.
Not in school.
At school, I remember that.
You remember that in high school?
It was either high school. I went to 2 different high schools. It could have been at high school or was it middle school?
I don't remember ever seeing that in high school, but I do remember seeing it like after high school.
Okay, well.
But yeah, there was a Juul, and then there was those stupid vape boxes.
They still have those. That's still a thing.
Yeah, and those I saw more than the Juul.
Yeah.
So they was just
hot vapor water.
It's just stupid. So stupid.
With nicotine and flavoring.
They act like, and the worst part is like, I would pull out the cig.
Yeah. Like
a cigarette, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a cool fucking feeling. You pull out your fucking cigarette, you put it in your mouth. Yeah, you got your Zippo, you fucking light up, and you fucking go. You know, like, oh yeah, here. You know, you feel like, I don't know, something like Frank Sinatra or something with a cigar.
You feel like Fonzie.
Sure.
The Fonz.
Yeah. Hey. So.
Cancer.
Yeah. But you see these guys, and it's like, have you ever seen them? But they like drop their head.
Yeah.
And then they're like take the biggest inhale they can out of that fucking thing.
And they go.
And then they like look around and then. Yeah. And then drag in smoke. And it's like, what are you doing? You look like you're doing cocaine in a corner. Like, cut it out. Weird fucking.
Black market, man. I'm telling you, it's good shit.
Yeah. I can't get addicted off this. Then why are you acting so weird as you do it? You fucking fruity fuck. Yeah, well, you know, it was always fruity sounding, smelling. Moving on. Jesus, I feel like we're going through these pretty fast.
Hey, man, that last one, though. That's going to take a hot minute. Let's get it rolling. This one I actually like. I like this topic because it's... Well, just go ahead.
This next one?
Yeah, I like this next one.
Chicago police no longer be allowed to chase people on foot.
Why are you talking like a New Yorker?
We're going for black, but...
You're just going for black?
I was going for black. You want...
Go for African? You got them?
Chicago police officers will no longer be allowed to chase people on foot simply because they run away. There's a lot of...
Why are you running?
That's right. Oh my God, it's Deja Vu from last week's. I lost my place. I hate when this happens. I get so sad. Chase people on foot simply because they run away or they've committed minor offense. So the department said Tuesday, more than a year after 2 foot pursuits ended with an officer fatally shooting a 13-year-old boy and a 22-year-old man, the new policy adheres closely to a draft policy, but in place after those shootings and gives the department something it has never had. Permanent rules about when officers can and can't engage in an activity that can endanger themselves, those they're chasing, and bystanders. Under the policy, officers may give chance if they believe a person is committing or is about to commit a felony, a Class A misdemeanor, such as domestic battery or a serious traffic offense that could risk injuring others, such as drunken drivers or street racing. Officers won't be allowed to chase people on foot if they suspect them of minor offenses such as parking violations, driving on suspended licenses, or drinking alcohol in public. But they will still have discretion to chase people who they've determined are committing or about to commit crimes that pose, quote, an obvious threat to any person, end quote. Perhaps most significantly, there you
go.
The police, thanks. Don't you say it.
I was waiting for.
Don't you say it. The police makes clear that the days of officers giving chase just because someone tries to avoid them are over.
Okay. So, I'm not going to say this is too similar.
So rob a bank and you can get away, bro.
No, that's different. That's a felony. It's not Class A misdemeanor.
Don't listen to Josh. Go ahead right now. Break into the bank. Get a gun. Point it to the teller. Tell her, give me all your money. And run away. No cop is going to shoot you.
For legal reasons,
no cop's going to chase you. No, go ahead and do it right now. I'm telling you. You know what? Fuck it. Just get a fire extinguisher before you enter the bank. Break the door. Then go in there. Tell them it's Sunday. Even though it's open. But hey, you're special.
For legal reasons, no.
That he's lying to you.
Reasons, sure.
And you know what? Drink some rat poison today.
Today.
Yep.
So this is what I was gonna say.
For legal reasons.
So it's kind of similar.
That was a joke, everybody.
Actually, just stores in general. At least I'm sure this is a law in Arizona, at least in Phoenix. Stores can't hold you for any reason. They also can't touch you.
Yeah.
They also can't follow you outside of the store for misdemeanors like theft.
Theft, yeah.
So if they think that you stole something, the only thing they can do is call the police and report you. That's all they can do. If they follow you outside, if they touch you, if they hold you, then holding is that's actually a felony. That's
you can
kidnapping.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, because they're not a part of the law. They're not a police officer. They can't detain you. It's illegal. They can't touch you. That's assault, and they can't stop you from leaving the store because it's the same thing as the first one.
Yeah.
If you actually do steal something and the police catch you, then you're a felon.
You're liable.
I'm not sure about felon. It's a misdemeanor or something like that. But for whatever you stole,
you're a criminal.
And in different cases, if you steal something that's worth like $1 in comparison to something that you stole that was worth like $1,000, then they could probably charge you as a felon or something like that because it's so much more money. But yeah, so it's something similar to that where the police can't follow you or chase you down for something like a parking ticket or something like that. But if you assault somebody, then they can chase you down. If, for example, they think you have too much marijuana in your possession, and it's like, let's say the legal limit is like 3 ounces, and they think you have 4 ounces, they can't chase you down because then you have to be under the impression, or they have to think, or they have to know that it was your intent to sell the marijuana. That's when it's illegal. But if you just have it on your person, no more than this amount, then it's not illegal. If they chase you down and then something happens, then the cops are at fault. So,
this has been the Legal Beagle Josh.
This is obvious. I don't know a lot.
Oh my God, are you trying to defend my joke? Stop it.
I don't know a lot about the law, but
the Legal Beagle
right
here.
I feel it's gonna work out, but again. It's kind of confusing because it's like, when do you think that's actually going to be a thing? Like, who's going to chase someone down?
I just say shoot him.
Let's move on.
Let's be honest. This is the greatest time to be a fat cop.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh,
Hey, stop! Oh, fuck this guy.
fuck that.
And then, you know, let's say you shoot. Oh, you got me! Well, quit running around!
My leg.
I'm gonna need a donut after this one.
Sprinkles, please.
So, from Chicago, we now go to National News with Josh's favorite friend of all time. Hey.
My right hand?
Hey,
Oh.
No, it's me, Biden.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's me. You love me.
Pedo Joe.
Huh? I'll make me smell you.
I'm gonna smell ya.
So, Biden calls for 3-month suspension of federal gas tax, but faces long odds of getting Congress on board. Oh.
For the holiday.
I like what you did. We went, ha 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 ha. Serious political. Here we go. Dark. So, President Joe Biden on Wednesday called on Congress to suspend federal gasoline and diesel taxes until the end of September, framing the move as necessary to provide relief to American consumers, but itself not enough to resolve the problem of surging energy prices. Biden's decision to call for a federal gas tax holiday, a move once derided as a gimmick by Barack Obama and viewed skeptically by elitist economists, almost certainly won't make it through Congress, especially as it faces blowback from the president's own allies on Capitol Hill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi stopped short of endorsing the plan in a statement after Biden's remarks, but he cast the move as a way to give some relief to families as he tries to find solutions to one of his top political problems. By suspending the 18-cent federal gas tax for the next 90 days, we can bring down the price of gas and give families just a little bit of relief. Biden said, I should have used
18 whole cents? Wow.
I know. We'll get into it.
5 gallons, but it's like, it's not going to change all that much. If it's going to hurt us more in the long run, just don't fucking do it.
I know. So, quote, hey, I fully understand that a gas tax holiday alone is not going to fix the problem. He continued, but we'll provide families some, just a little bit of breathing room, which I like to do. I like to breathe on children's necks as we continue working to bring down prices for the long haul. Biden also called on states to take steps to removing their own taxes on gas and diesel. Come on, take your tax off. And he told oil refining companies to increase their capacity ahead of their planned meeting this week in administration office officials. Combined, Biden claimed the wish list could reduce the price per gallon of gas by $1. Yet that figure relies on a number of steps entirely out of the president's control, not least of which is convincing a skeptical Congress to approve his plan. I got a few more. Do we got the time for it?
Honestly, if it's not like super important, I would just say let's stop there. So in my opinion,
fair enough.
So I actually did get gas today. I had to get a little bit of gas.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I noticed it's actually 20 cents cheaper than it was last time I filled up. It was, or not filled up, but got
$5 is $5, bro.
Well, it was about 20 cents cheaper. So it was like $6.20. I have to use premium.
Such
it's
a
like
liberal.
$6.20. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, and then when I went today, it was like $6.02. So
oh my god!
Cents. So maybe the tax thing is already going. I don't really know.
No,
but it was almost
not.
Exactly that amount.
It's not.
Have you noticed any gas price changes, like up or down?
It's still at 5.
Well,
it's at 5. It's not at 6, and it's not at 4. So
well, it's 6 for me.
It's still at 5. Well,
that's
you
why I
buy premium,
dude. Literally, I got 4.5 gallons of gas for $25.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
I know.
I haven't filled my car up in like literally fucking like
don't you
2
love
or 3
me?
months because I'm like I will just stop driving at this fucking point. I know you don't have that option. A lot of people don't. Like people that drive for work or whatever don't really have that option. But like for me, I'm work from home. I am so fucking glad I work from home because like that shit happened like right at the perfect time. Because I'm like, it was like $4.50 when I started work from home, which was the premium, and regular was like $3.
I blame Putin
or something like that. And then almost like a month later, it just started exploding in prices.
That's not my fault, man. I swear, that's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Come on, man. That's not my fault. It's Putin's fault. Yeah.
I think people just need to like stop blaming shit on people.
They need to stop blaming it on me.
They need to stop blaming. They need to start blaming the people that have the gas, the oil.
Nope.
The oil companies.
No, come on, man.
Because there's a reason that
I tell them to produce more. Come on, Josh.
Like, have you noticed that every time that the gas prices go up, they have record-breaking profits?
All right, let's stop there. Here I go. Okay, here's the fucking deal.
All right.
So we all know Biden has now always blamed somebody else. So there's a meme out there where he's on a bike and he falls and he blames it. It's Putin's fault.
I saw that one.
Right? So let's
Putin.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that now. So let's begin. So here's the deal. So they are now pushing for petroleum companies, whatever you want to call them, to produce more. But the deal here is they don't want to produce here in America. They want them to produce more in outside countries. So the problem with that is, okay, so if mass companies produce outside of America, then that means they have to ship it here, which then costs more for the petroleum companies, and then refine it here in America, which is going to raise it more. The cheaper way to go for all this is Biden just needs to relieve this whole green eco thing right now that we're really not ready for, and let it we'll wait for it later down the road. Sure, okay, great. Electric cars is the way to go. But in reality, what we need to do is we need to produce more petroleum or fuel, whatever you want, here in America, get it refined here in America, and that will relieve the prices. But the Democrats don't want that. So right now, Biden is pushing for telling these fuel companies, you're greedy, man. You need to produce more, but just not in America. So it just really kind of contradicts itself, and that's the fucking problem right now.
Okay.
So he thinks by relieving this tax thing, that's not going to do much, because let's be honest, if it costs $5.99 and you relieve $18, that's like 18 cents. Thank you. So it's $5.80. $5.80.
We'll
Okay.
be generous.
So $5.80. So a whopping 20 cents. Fuck it. So a whopping 20 cents. You're still in the $5 mark. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. And actually a little bit over. You're not reaching the $6 mark, but you're 20 cents under 6. 20 cents under 6. Mm-hmm. So that's really not going to relieve much. Okay, so now let's look at the other thing. So let's say, okay, sure, let's get rid of this tax. Now we have to break even. So where are they going to put it? So yeah, they'll take it away from this, but where are they going to put it somewhere else to get that money back that they lost? It's not really corporate businesses. No, it's corporate businesses. It's America. It's politics. It's everything in general.
Taxes are fucking crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where they'll lose money for the government, they're going to try to get it back. Or the government itself. They're going to try to get it back. So if it's not through your taxes, it's going to be through your food. I mean, if it's not through fuel, it's going to be through your food. If it's not through food, it's going to be through some other way essential that you need to move on.
Yeah.
So if it's not your fuel, it's going to be your food. If it's not your food, it's going to be your water, your whatever. If it's not that, it's your energy. So I'm so thankful for these 18 cents that Joe Biden's doing to save families. When in reality, he's just putting them more in the fucking dumpster. All these families that can't make it.
It's like, all right, we won't tax you for the oil, but we are going to tax you on the shipping containers that come into port every day.
Exactly.
That brings your food and your formula and all this other shit.
So here's the other thing. So Biden believes that because I will relieve the tax now, but I'm not going to give these rich folks and corporations a break on taxes, it's going to make things better. That's not true. If you relieve taxes on corporate businesses, it pushes corporate businesses to kind of grow and kind of get more people in and keep the company going, make it easier for the corporate business. Well, what do you call it? Not corporate business, the consumer. Mm. So by you making pretty much raising the prices on corporate businesses, it's making it harder on them to kind of make their product, which then the consumer takes effect to that. Mm. Yeah. So that's my more than 2 cents.
Well, no, I know where you're coming from, and I agree. Like, but honestly, the whole fucking system is fucked.
I agree.
You know? Like,
I agree, man.
I honestly don't believe there's any way that we can get back to where we were.
No.
Without starting a fucking war.
Well, not even that. So here's the deal. I believe is recession going to fix something? I'm hoping for. With interest going up and recession's on the way, I'm hoping something happens and it drops things down. The problem here is that even though fuel and house market might go down, is the price of the other things that we need essentially, is that going to go down too? So right now with horses and hay feed, it's been climbing up, and I thought, honest to God, that it was going to stop at $20 a bale. And now a lot of farmers are bumping it now to 21, 22. So their excuses they'll tell you is, oh, the drought, no more, not a lot of agricultural land. It's been developed into warehouses and community housing. Right. So the drought, community housing, and fuel price. Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. Thank you for explaining us your reasons, and we understand fertilizer and seed is a high price too. Okay, recession comes, it brings everything down. Fuel goes down. Let's say it goes down to $2. Are you gonna drop the price of hay? You're not. And I'm not talking about hay in general. Everything is gonna stay the same price because fuel and market may go down, but the prices of things are gonna stay where they're at because people were still paying for it.
Well, I think
you have to. It feels like you're gonna have to go attack them for that and say these were excuses. Your excuses aren't valid no more because recession, the market is down.
Well, here's the deal.
Drop your price as well
for things that are made in the United States, like hay, like agriculture type stuff. I don't think their excuse would be fuel. It would be
what it is.
It would be land and the economy, what they can get for it.
Well, they also ship it.
Well, yeah, but
delivery,
they ship it, but for the most part,
tractors.
Most states will make
you gotta
their
fuel
own
the
hay,
tractor.
right?
You gotta fuel the tractor. You gotta fuel.
Yeah.
So that's $6 right there per gallon.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, when the fuel price drops, yeah, they could drop the price of.
But are they? That's my complaint.
Well,
are they?
Is everyone else?
That's true. That's where I stand.
So
how many things you see from the 70s where a house cost fucking like 20 grand,
$100 or $100,000.
Yeah, 20 grand, and with like $40 a month as the rent, as a payment.
Reaganomics, man.
Well,
I'm telling you, invest in Reaganomics.
Well, sure.
Trickle down.
So
it'll get there.
So that's
just give it time.
So that
50 years later.
So yeah.
Civil War.
So that's the deal. So from one side of the government, we now go to another. Supreme Court strikes New York gun law expanding gun rights. In a major expansion of gun rights, the Supreme Court said Thursday that Americans have a right to carry firearms in public for self-defense. A ruling likely to lead to more people legally armed in cities and beyond. The ruling came with recent mass shootings fresh in the nation's mind and gun control being debated in Congress and states. About a quarter of the U.S. population lives in the states expected to be affected by the ruling. I need a drink. Hold on.
Sorry. By the way, that's a whiskey Coke.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which struck down a New York gun law. The High Court first major gun decision in more than a decade came on a 6-3 split, with the court's conservatives in the majority and liberals in dissent. Meanwhile, across the street in the Capitol, Congress sped towards passage of its own gun legislation, following the mass shootings in Texas, New York, and California. Senators cleared the way for its measure, modest in scope, but it's still the most far-reaching in decades. Also Thursday, underscoring the nation's deep vision over the issue, the Sisters of... Oh, that's the Ubaldi thing. I don't know what that really has to do. President Biden is deeply disappointed in the ruling. So he urges states to pass new laws and said, I call Americans across the country to make their voices heard on gun safety. Lives are on the line. Come on, man. The court decision struck down a New York law requiring people to demonstrate in a particular need for carrying a gun in order to get a license to carry one in public. The justice said that requirement violates the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. That makes sense, right? Did you hear that last part?
Yeah. So, you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of government officials, senators, House of Representatives.
Someone's very salty with the government today.
Saying that we're going to follow the rules because of what the forefounders said and did.
Yep.
But they're also going to ignore the
America.
They're also going to ignore the fact that the founding fathers, when they did the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all that shit, they said that the Constitution should follow America as it progresses. It should be changed.
Where does it say that?
It says I'm not sure exactly where it says. I didn't do enough research, but I did read about it, and they did say it. And they're like, well, because of the Constitution, the forefathers didn't think that we would have fully automatic weapons, and it's like, but they also said that there's always going to be progress, and we should change with the times. So, are you going to follow the rules and stick to them 100%, or are you going to do the progression thing? Because what it sounds like what they're doing right now is, let's follow some rules and let's not follow the other rules. They're making up their own rules as they go, and that's not really fair. Because like,
I don't really think
if you're, I wanna say that you can own whatever weapon that you want.
Yeah,
you know, to defend yourself and your property. You know, obviously within reason. I don't think you should have a rocket launcher. You could, but I don't think.
Can you buy those?
But probably off the black market. But they're saying that because it shoots so many rounds per minute, or because your magazine is too big, or because the barrel's this certain length, you can't have it. And it's like,
oh, you think that's what they're saying?
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, this is branching off of that.
Oh, okay.
What they're saying here is that they're starting to allow more people to have guns to protect themselves, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Because
but then they're placing so many restrictions on it. Like, oh, if you have a gun on you to protect yourself, then the only thing that you can have is like a 9mm, you know, pistol, handgun, and that's it.
Depends.
When in reality, you should be able to carry whatever the fuck you want.
Well, it depends what state you're in, but like, I mean, I get what they're saying. They're pretty much saying because New York is a very liberal democratic state. California is the same, and Chicago's the same. But those are the main big ones. But when you kind of start looking at it, what they're trying to do is they're trying to be strict on laws there with the guns because obviously very liberal ideas. So by me saying that, what the court has come up with or what have done is, okay, you're asking them for permits and certifications when in reality that's not really doing the you're not abiding by the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. Does that make sense? So we're taking. So in other words, it sounds like they're saying. So we're taking the fact that you need certifications and permits away. Oh, I think it was certifications.
Yeah, exactly.
You need permits. We're getting rid of those because you're not giving the right to people to easily get a firearm.
Exactly. Like I don't know exactly like word for word what the Second Amendment is, but it's basically saying like you don't, or that you have readily like access to a weapon.
Carrying a gun in order to get a license to carry one in public. The justice said that requirement violates the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms.
There you go. Yeah, see. So it's like back in 1780 when everyone was at war with the Revolutionary War, it was easy as fuck to get a weapon. All you gotta do is pick it up, right? Like there wasn't any gun manufacturers back then. You had what you were given. So if you went to a place, they would have guns for you, and it's usually a gun, self-loading, rifle, gunpowder, 60 seconds to load type of shit.
The good old musket loader.
Yeah, that type of stuff. And that was your weapon. That's what you get. That's what you get to fight. That's what you get to hunt. That's what you get to defend yourself. Now there's a bunch of different options. There's a bunch of different gun manufacturers and stuff like that. But like, when you say, oh, in order to have this, you need to have a specific certification, a specific license, and a specific this and that, then it makes it super difficult to have your Second Amendment right. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can have it as long as you do this. It's like, no, that's not fair.
Yeah, you must jump through these hoops before I hand this to you.
That's not what the Second Amendment says. Right? Yeah. And that's what a lot of people that are for the Second Amendment say. But then at the same time, you get people that are saying, yeah, let's do the Second Amendment, but let's also not follow all the other rules too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's up for interpretation, but honestly, it all needs to be reworked because we have been, progressing technological wise and all this other shit. It's like most of these laws, while they're still in place and they still hold, firm in our, Constitution, all that shit, need to be updated. They absolutely do, Right. And you need to be aware that these things will change, and you need to have people in positions of power that can keep with the times without fucking up the entire country.
I agree.
That's my rant.
Thank you.
From one rant to the next, though.
Thank you.
So, are we done with that one?
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Okay,
we're done. Oh, you want me to read anything?
No, you're fine.
You don't want me to read?
I thought you were done.
I am, but I mean the next article.
Well, the next article, I'll say this first, and then we'll get to you.
Oh, okay.
So the first things first is this is Roe v. Wade.
I see.
This is going to be the political part, very political. Sorry, it feels like we had a lot of political shit in this entire episode.
I know there was not much dying of laughter on this one.
When it happened this week on Friday, I was so fucking pissed. Now Cisco doesn't really understand it, so I'm not going to ask him to. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to have our own opinions, and I'm going to because last time it was like a 30 fucking minute thing where we were just ranting back and forth,
screaming about butterflies and baby.
We're going to have 10 minutes each,
okay,
and then at the end of our 10 minutes each, we'll be able to talk for 5 minutes about what we feel about each other's opinions.
I think the people need to know, bro.
Huh?
I think the people need to know.
Need to know what?
Need to know your truth.
Oh yeah, they do.
Josh is a trans woman.
We'll stick to 25 minutes. That's gonna be the top.
Josh is a trans man. Everybody,
if you take 5 minutes to do your thing, then you take 5 minutes. But I only get 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Fair.
Are you gonna tell everybody you're a trans? He's not really a man. He's a woman. That's why this affects him. His uterus gets hurt when he heard about this.
You're gonna make it bleed. Anyways,
he's really angry too because they're running out of tampons in the market right now.
All right, read your article.
That's a joke. He's a man.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Let me read the article,
and then do you
kind of give a backstory, and then we'll go from there. Sounds good?
I feel like I should go first because I can branch off yours and go into mine personally because I have something to read too.
Can I?
Yeah, you can go.
No, this is just the article.
No, I know.
I didn't write nothing for notes. I'm just going to spew what's on my mind.
I got some stuff, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision on Friday overturned Roe versus Wade, the landmark ruling that established the constitutional right to abortion in the U.S. in 1973. The court's controversial but expected ruling gives individual states the power to set their own abortion laws without concern of running afoul of Roe, which have permitted abortions during the first 2 trimesters of pregnancy. I'm going to read one more time the first sentence. The court's controversial but expected ruling gives individual states the power to set their own abortion laws.
We get it.
Without concern of running afoul of Roe. Moving on.
Okay.
Almost half the states are expected to outlaw or severely restrict abortion as a result of the Supreme Court's decision, which is related to a highly restrictive new Mississippi abortion law. The laws will affect tens of millions of people around the country who may have to cross state lines to seek reproductive health care. Other states plan to maintain more liberal rules governing the termination of pregnancies. Supporters of abortion rights immediately condemned the ruling, while abortion opponents praised a decision they had long hoped for and worked to ensure. Protesters descended on the Supreme Court on Friday to speak out both for and against a decision that will spend decades of precedence in the U.S.
Okay. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Do you want me to go a little bit more? I got another article, but that's fine.
Okay.
This goes into detail who voted for what.
So am I going first?
Sure, since you're so, hurt by this. He's about to scream.
Okay. So I have a timer ready.
Okay.
No, because I'm serious.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Go.
Start. Okay. So first off, this is what I'm going to say. So in 2016, this is why Roe v. Wade was important.
Go ahead.
In 2016, Catherine Dillis gave birth to a stillborn baby in her home. She went to the doctor to receive necessary medical care. Afterward, only to be arrested. An autopsy showed the baby had died about 30 to 32 weeks into the pregnancy. This is in the seventh month. She was sentenced to 5 months in prison for concealing a dead body, despite the fact that the fetus had already died in the womb. She was concealing the dead baby in her womb, apparently. Although Virginia Governor Ralph Northam pardoned her, an appellate court had already upheld her conviction. Pregnant people are often blamed for miscarriage and stillbirth, despite the fact that most of the time the fetuses die of natural causes among people who know they're pregnant. 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage before 20 weeks. and many people miscarry before they even know that they're pregnant. The most common causes of miscarriage are immune systems and hormonal problems. Here's another one. 27-year-old African-American woman, Marsha Jones, was indicted by an Alabama grand jury on manslaughter charges when she lost her 5-month-old fetus after being shot. She was shot. The person who shot Jones, whom the police claimed was acting in self-defense, police claimed, not proven, was not charged in the shooting. So this person shot Jones, killed the baby, and was not charged. Jones, however, was held responsible for being in a fight while pregnant and faced up to 20 years in prison. Due to a dedicated group of activists and lawyers, however, and public backlash, charges were dropped and Jones was set free. This, I'm not going to say getting shot, but hormonal issues and just in general miscarriages happen most common in African Americans, Latinx, and Native Americans, but can happen to any woman anywhere.
Latino or Latina. Fuck
whatever,
Latinx.
Bullshit. In some states, this is another thing. In some states, having a miscarriage equates to prison time. And in other states, a miscarriage can be classified as a felony. And as you know, felons can't vote and sometimes can't even receive government assistance. So I feel like it's a slippery slope that's going to affect us all in the long run. Can you imagine? Could you imagine being a black woman, okay, having the right to vote? You've been perfect in the law, in the eye of the law, for the last 27 years that you've been alive, okay? And you're a black woman.
My name is Shaquanda.
And you are an active member of your community. You get pregnant and have a miscarriage in Alabama. You are now a felon because your miscarriage happened. Now you can't vote. So you're a black woman in Alabama who can't vote. Right now, right there, that is 1920. That's 100 years ago. And you could be put in jail for that miscarriage because that's a felony. You could be put in jail for that, which in some states means that you are now a slave to them because they can use you for free labor. So now you're a black woman in Alabama, a felon, can't vote, and now you're a slave. Fair? Is that fair?
Hey.
Okay. The reason why this was such a huge thing when it was passed in the 70s was because it protected not only the rights to women for them to control their own bodies, but it also afforded for medical privacy, meaning that if someone went to a doctor to have an operation done, then they couldn't be charged as a felon for having an abortion because it is it's a contract between the patient and the doctor. Unless you commit a felony, the doctor doesn't have to report it. But if it's a felony in Texas, for example, or in Alabama, or in Mississippi or whatever, then the doctors will report it. But they can also report you now for attempting to have an abortion, which means that you can go to jail. It's an attempted murder in their eyes. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And when we were having the argument last time, you were basically all about the whole, you're killing a baby thing. And I had to reiterate that a baby isn't a baby until it can breathe on its own. And that's at 7 months. There are preemies who are 5 and 6 months old, but they can't survive on their own. They have to be in intubation chambers so that way they can get oxygen in the lungs and their bodies can develop without being attacked by bacteria and viruses because their immune system isn't developed yet. They will die if left out in the open. So, all babies will, but you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say is the precedent, while it wasn't law, the precedent was used in several different cases throughout the history of the United States in the last 50 years. And it's been such a staple in the eyes of, women's rights that now that it's been overturned, it's like we're going back 50 years. It's like we're losing 50 years of progress for women's rights. And I'm pissed personally because it could affect me. In some states,
has a uterus.
No, listen. In some states,
Period
in some states, I don't know if it's the same. Actually, no, it is this in Arizona. In Arizona, If you are
Where's your
raped,
timer at, bud?
if
You never started it, did you?
I got three and a half minutes.
All right.
Okay. If you are raped, actually, I'll make this personal for you, so that way you can understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
If your mom or if your sisters were raped,
Okay. All right.
and they didn't know that they were pregnant until 11 weeks into the gestation of the fetus.
Sure.
It's still legal up to 15 weeks in Arizona to get an abortion.
Okay.
But in order to have that abortion legally, you have to go to a place that will perform it, and it's basically only Planned Parenthood in Arizona. And Planned Parenthood has basically laws that say if you go there for an abortion, you have to get an ultrasound the day that you visit, and then you have to get a picture of that ultrasound and take it home with you. You cannot get the abortion on the spot unless this is life-threatening. Okay? In most cases, it's not. So if your mom or your sisters are raped and they go to the thing and they don't know it's 11 or 12 weeks into the gestation, they make you wait 2 to 4 weeks before the abortion actually happens, which means if it's past 15 weeks, it's now illegal to get that abortion. Now your sisters or your mom is forced to have that rape baby. Because fuck it. That's the law. And it's also the same for incest. So your brother decides to fuck, a brother decides to fuck a sister, and the sister is 13 years old. That's unfortunate. Hope you enjoy that 14-year-old pregnant mom that's going to school, and now her entire life's ruined. On top of that, you have a government who's unwilling to protect the children that are, actually wanted it in schools from gun violence. Also, not providing, government assistance for moms that need it. Also, not giving regular access to formula because it's been shut down by the government, right? Not giving housing assistance. And the people that are pro-life are saying, have the baby, when they're unwilling to take care of the baby. They're unwilling to care for it. If this baby's born and the person that has the baby is like a drug addict or whatever, or dies, where do you think the baby's going to go? Do you think people are just lining up at the hospital door to adopt this baby? Absolutely the fuck not. They're going to go right into the foster care system. And what do you think happens to the foster care system? What do you think? You don't get the education you need. You don't get the food that you need. You don't get the health care that you need. All this shit, and you're just perpetuating the issue. Do you think kids don't have sex? Do you think they're provided condoms in foster care? No, this is going to perpetuate the issue. You know what I'm saying? It's so infuriating, and they need to create a fucking law that dictates when someone can have an abortion. And be able to control your own body. Imagine if someone said, "Hey, Cisco, we're gonna cut your balls off. We're gonna give you a vasectomy until you can prove that you're able to take care of a baby, or that we think that you should be able to do it." That's fucking bullshit. I got 15 seconds left. I think I've made my point enough. But it's so fucking infuriating. I swear to God. I wish you could understand my point of view. All right, go ahead. That's mine. Ready? And go.
I was muted this whole time. I was screaming in anger. And he just didn't want me to fucking say a word. He had me muted, everybody. What a fucking liberal, man.
In his mouth.
What a liberal.
Your time's going, bro. Go.
That just... Okay.
Oh, by the way, he fucking wrote a goddamn coat.
I drew a coat hanger on a whiteboard. So I'm going to start... Wow, I didn't take time from you, bitch.
Oh, God.
Okay, ready? Go. Here we go. Yeah. So I want to first off saying by the, I guess the fetus is a baby according to the court. Booyah, bitch. So moving on. So I'm gonna clarify something. No, you don't have to.
I know.
So where I stand is this. I think abortion is really horrible. I think it's kind of cringy, to be honest with you. Do I believe it needs to be fully illegal? Not really. By saying that, I mean, look, if there's if we need to give you an abortion because you can die, medical reason. I believe incest and rape. Sure, suck that bitch out. I agree with that. I'm all for that. My problem, and I think is where it comes out to, is, I'm going to be jumping all over my thing, but my problem with abortion, I think it's a scapegoat for some women. So what I mean by that is, let's jump back. If you've been incest, if you've been raped by your brother, cousin, whatever, yeah, okay, go ahead, get it aborted. I'm all for that. If you believe, if you're raped, I believe, go ahead, get it aborted. And if you decide to keep those, and then, good for you, I guess. And the last one is, if it's a life-death situation, then yeah, get it aborted. But it's not something that I would quickly say, I'm not something that's hugely foreign, but I understand if there is a reason for it, I do agree with it. My problem is when women use it as I don't want to say like a scapegoat, but that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
I know what you're trying to say.
But what I'm trying to get at is, my thing is, if a woman goes out to the bar and starts using men to get free drinks, okay, so she uses a guy to get free drinks. Then she uses a guy to get some coke, and then sleeps with the guy because now she's turned on, she's drunk and high, gets pregnant. You would think that by not having abortions, be illegal, she would carry this baby, and you would make the assumption that it would be waking up. Her eyes would open like, oh my God, I need to stop my ways. I need to settle down. I have a baby on the way. By making abortions legal to anybody for any other reason, now she goes to the bar. Now she gets drunk, uses guys for free drinks, uses guys to get some drugs to get high, and then sleeps with them later in the night. Gets pregnant. What happens? Oh, well, who gives a fuck? Because I can just go get this shit sucked out, and then the next day do it all over again. So now, repeat of all that situation, and then what happens is pretty much simple. Now she's a fucking alcoholic, swollen as fuck from the alcohol, a crack whore, and a fucking whore with some kind of STD, which probably ended up being 3 times worse of her just settling down. So there's that. That's where I have a problem, when it's an easy way out for women that really. Does that make sense? Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's where I stand. Also, I'm really for abortion because in reality, a conservative person with conservative mindset won't get an abortion, but a liberal would. So in reality, it'd be less liberals in the world. Anyways, I also want to point out this happened under the Biden administration, so you can't blame Trump on this one. Also, I find joy in this, and I'll explain myself. I just gave you my reasons on where I stand with abortion, but why I find somewhat of a joy, and this is going to sound really fucking horrible, and I might sound like a horrible person to some others, but I find joy in this because it's a slap to the face to social media woke people. In a way, well, let me explain. What I'm trying to get at is because who are you going to cancel? You can't cancel nobody. You can't run to Twitter. You can't make someone lose their job. You're kind of defenseless right now because this was something completely that you have no control no more with a keyboard and a screen. So the fact that a lot of people are losing their minds and crying and screaming and rage like typical, it's like, there you go. It's not all one-sided and you got this battle fully beat. This is a ball that just smacked. This is a door that smacked you on the way back. So as horrible as it sounds that I find joy in it, even though I just told you my views, that's where I stand. That the woke are now all freaking out because you have no control over it. Twitter won't save you this time. Twitter can't cancel no one for you. Now you're dealing with the law. Now you're dealing with this justice thing. So I get it. You feel defenseless at this point. I kind of get that. But you've been pushing so much on down people's throat and pushing so many agendas that then this happened and now there's no defense mechanism. There's no Twitter. There's no social media. There's no CNN, because they're going to brag and you're going to scream and you're going to rant. It's been done. So the other thing I keep hearing is everyone, oh, old white men deciding our lives. Mind you, there was a black guy that decided to overturn it, and there was a woman that decided to overturn it. So that argument is invalid. The other thing I keep saying, well, what's next? They're going to go after gays. They're going to go after this. They're going to go after that. That's a bunch of bullshit. They've already talked about it. They're not going to go. They have the right to if they wanted to, but they already said there's no worry for it. They're not going to go after gay marriage. They're not going to go after none of that stuff. If you keep hearing that stuff, I don't know where you're getting your shit, because I've already went through all the things, and they all say that. News media outlets said they're not going to bother going for those. So if you're hearing this off of Facebook posts and comments and Twitter rants, guess what? Maybe do some research. Figure out what they really said. And that's the problem in today's society, that everybody just assumes because they read a comment or they read a thread that it must be true because my Aunt Jolie from fucking Kentucky heard it from her fucking neighbor, so the neighbor heard it from fucking some other Billy Joe. So it must be true. No, do the research. Find out the real shit. So that's the deal. The other thing I remember seeing too is a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you know, women are like, well, now we're not going to give men sex. And if a man nuts in me, he owes me this much money and blah, 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 blah. So, okay. All right, let's break that down. It takes two to dance. So with that being said, why are you letting the guy nut in you? Shouldn't you be telling him to wear fucking some kind of protection? Just throwing that out there. So yeah, I'm not like you. I'm not throwing out facts. I'm just trying to, all the shit I've seen in the week, I'm just trying to break it down. So that's the deal. Let's begin. So I found this thing where it says women's abortion decisions rarely stem from rape or incest cases. Having a baby would dramatically change my life, 74%. Can't afford a baby now, 73%. Don't want to be a single mother or having relationship problems, 48%. Have completed my childbearing, 38%. Victim of rape is 1%. Pregnancy as a result of incest is 0.5%. So, as much as I say if incest and rape, you need abortion, these are the facts. These are the numbers. Abortions have also caused 60 million deaths in fetuses or babies or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it. That's 60 million people that have not made it to the earth. That's 60 million people that could have been something, could have enhanced the technology, could have done this, could have been the next artist, could have been the next Elon Musk, whatever. It's gone. So, what could have been, should have been, will never be. And I think overall, this ain't my battle. This ain't my battle. This is something that women need to stand up for and get together and debate about it. This doesn't really affect me. Like I said, I sound like a horrible person because I'm laughing at liberals because I'm just tired of them shoving their agenda on me. That's really what it comes down to. But in reality, this isn't a battle for me. This is a battle of women. So if women are strong and need to get together and all that stuff and fight back, and if they want to get it legal, go ahead, get it legal if you want. This doesn't concern me. This doesn't, the day something concerns me, I will say it here. But this battle in reality is not one for me. It's a women thing. So do I feel, I know I'm getting there. I'm closing up. So that's the deal. So this is a women's battle. If all women are equal and together and stronger than ever, get together, fight against it, vote in November, change your laws, make them pro-abortion if you want. And also I want to add that if it's illegal in your state, you better conserve on coat hangers as fast as you can because they're going to go through the fucking roof.
Oh yeah,
off the shelves, coat hangers off the shelves.
So I know we only got 5 minutes now. I'm going to start the timer for that. I just want to say this. I do like that you gave your opinion. And I also like that you didn't bring up religion into it. I love that you didn't do that because while that could have been a major point of topic that you could have brought up, you didn't, and I appreciate that.
I believe in God. I'm religious, but I'm not going to shove that down no one's throat. I'm not a Bible thumper. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna mention really fast.
So you're gonna critique my shit?
There's a couple things.
You're critiquing my shit? I gave you 10 minutes to talk, and I never judged you. So you're giving.
No, this is the 5 minutes. This is the 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, we got 4.5 minutes now.
Okay.
Contraceptives, Plan B, condoms, birth control. You said the cracked out horse should have had any of those or whatever. Those are all contraceptives. The person that's running for Arizona State Senate is backed by Trump, and he's trying to remove access to all contraceptives. So that would be an issue. It's some fucking dude. Let me see.
I don't know who that is.
AZ Senate.
There's a few.
Race. Let me just look it up. Tim Ryan, maybe?
I don't know. That's
I don't fucking know. I'll find it later. So is that you mentioned not being able to do anything, but there are already people fighting back. So you're saying that you can't do anything about it. Sit down, whatever the fuck. People are already fighting back. There's already protests in the street.
Okay, that's not going to change.
And there's already a lawsuit against the state of Florida for the Jewish synagogue. Okay. I sent you an article for that. A Jewish synagogue in Florida is suing the state because in the Jewish faith, abortions are law in Jewish faith.
I kind of find it hard to believe.
And if you're going to ban people from having it, then they got to sue the state because now you're against my religion. The last thing is, first, I'm going to say this about the people that said I'm for it. It was mostly men and one woman. First off, men shouldn't have any choice about what happens with a woman's body. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can be the president. Fuck off. You shouldn't be able to tell me what I can do with my body. And the woman that decided, yes, I'm for overturning Roe v. Wade. She's 50 years old.
Okay. She's
in menopause. She can't have children anymore. It doesn't matter for her. Are you going to tell me that it's?
She's in a position a lot of you guys ain't.
It's okay. So yeah, great. Okay, but that shouldn't be her choice if she can't have babies anyways. Okay?
Josh, it's not your choice either. Yet here you are.
I know, but I'm at least advocating for the people that want it to be their choice.
If they're strong and independent, they should do it on their own.
That's two. We have 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
I don't know why you keep breaking down my debacle. Okay. What do you want me to tell you?
Do you have anything else to say?
Huh? That's all I have to say. Okay. I have to say what I said. I broke down everybody's shit I've been seeing online. Okay. Thank you for ruining social media this weekend, where I can't enjoy it scrolling through, because everybody's all up in arms about this.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the point of our show, though. We wanted to do the opinions.
So I broke down everybody's thing, and that's how I see it, and that's my view. Yeah. I'm not gonna go Bible thumper. Don't do it at all. So I said my.
Eventually, you might change your mind. You might not. Doesn't matter. It's your opinion, and I
gave my 2 cents, and that's all I have to say.
Give me a fist bump. I'm proud of you. I'm serious.
Turkey.
Fuck you, dude. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be our show. I think that was pretty good. It could have been a lot longer. That's what she said. And
he gets told that on the daily.
Alright, that's gonna be our show, everybody. Tune in next week. We'll probably end up having a guest on the show. It might either be another podcast host or it could be just a special guest.
Ooh, we're rolling dice. We're gonna find out.
So, alright. Anything else to say?
Just the usual, everybody. Follow us on Twitter. I mean, we don't have that. Yeah. Follow us on Facebook and give us a listen on YouTube. Remember, we're on Spotify, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We try to do the best ofs on TikTok. Give us reviews. Give us comments.
Email us.
We have our email. Yeah, email us. Email us what you guys think. I would like to do a comment, like read emails and try to make it kind of funny. Yeah. Funny. We did have a comment though this week. It was from a listener, and
let's just not talk about that.
Why not?
Because it's not relevant. I am going to say that our email is aboutanour60@gmail.com. Go and give us an email, or you can comment on any one of our videos on TikTok or YouTube or whatever,
Facebook,
and give us some feedback. We love to hear it, and let us know any things that you guys would want us to talk about. But anyways, that's our show. And you guys have a great one.
We'll catch you on the next one.